Hey, what's up guys? I wanted to take a real quick minute to teach you guys how to understand tempo work in your exercise program. So throughout this challenge, you're gonna see it very often in your exercise description boxes. You're gonna see the words tempo followed by 3 numbers. What this is me communicating with you how slowly or quickly you should be doing each exercise. So when you see those numbers, there's gonna be 3 of them. The first number is gonna be the eccentric portion of an exercise. The second number is gonna be the isometric, and the third number is gonna be the concentric. I know you may not understand what those mean, so I want you to think of them in terms of working. Eccentric is essentially like the release, isometric is gonna be a pause hold, and then concentric is gonna be technically the working portion of your exercise, right? So let's say we're doing a bicep curl. You're in your starting position. When you're lifting the weights up, that's when your biceps are working. So that would be your concentric portion of the movement. When you get to the top and you hold that bicep curl, that's gonna be your isometric. And then when you release, that's gonna be your eccentric. So if I put, 2, 2, 2 on your tempo, each portion, each movement is gonna be 2 seconds long. Not a quick 2 count, but 2 full seconds. So it's gonna look like this. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. That would essentially be a 2, 2, 2 tempo bicep curl. Now, where this gets confusing is that on your tempo, it's always gonna be listed eccentric first, isometric second, concentric third. So your release or your loading phase of the exercise is always gonna be the first number on the tempo wording. The second number is always gonna be your isometric or your hold. And then the third number is always gonna be your concentric portion or the working portion. Now the reason this is confusing is because not every exercise has eccentric or concentric first. Depending on the exercise is gonna determine which movement pattern is coming first. I'm gonna give you an example of 2 different exercises using the same tempo, but exercises in which their movement patterns are not the same. So I'm gonna use the 4-2-1 tempo. This is a very common tempo you guys are gonna see in your programs, and I'm gonna show you examples with both the bicep curl as well as the squats. So if you'll notice the bicep curl, I've listed out the movement patterns for you in the correct order that they go in from the starting position. From the starting position, the first movement is gonna be a C for concentric, second is gonna be an I for isometric, and then the third is gonna be an E for eccentric. Whereas with the squat, it's mirrored. From the starting position, your first movement is gonna be eccentric, your second movement is gonna be isometric, and your third movement is gonna be concentric. Now I'll show you really quick how that looks. So following the 4-2-1 tempo, if 4 is eccentric, that means that the last portion of the bicep curl is gonna be 4 seconds. The middle portion, isometric, is gonna be 2 seconds. And then the first portion is gonna be 1 second, even though the tempo is written backwards. So it's gonna look like this. Concentric is gonna be 1 second. Isometric is gonna be 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. And then you're gonna go for a 4-second release. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. Again in real time, 1, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000. So although the 4 came first in the tempo, it didn't come until last during the actual exercise because the eccentric portion of the bicep curl is the last portion. Now for the squat, it's gonna go in the correct order, meaning the first portion of the squat is eccentric, the second portion is isometric, and the third portion is concentric. So from the starting position, you're gonna go 4 seconds down, you're gonna do a 2-second pause, and then you're gonna come up for 1 second. So it's gonna look like this. 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, up, 1, 1,000. Again, that's 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 1, 1,000. That's gonna be a 4-2-1 squat. So you gotta do a little bit of problem solving. If you're unsure, ask on the Facebook group. If you don't know which portion comes first, ask us on the Facebook group and somebody will answer you. But just think, concentric is working portion, meaning if you're going down on a squat, it doesn't really feel like you're working so much until you push up. And when you push up is when you're getting that contraction, hence the name concentric. Same thing for a bicep curl. The working portion is coming up and then the release is going down. So just remember that the tempo description is always gonna be the same. It's always gonna be eccentric, isometric, concentric. Each individual exercise is gonna determine which actual number comes first in the movement pattern. So I know it's a little bit confusing. This is definitely something that takes getting used to, but it's much more consistent to have the tempo always stay the same and just use those numbers according to whichever exercise is being performed. If I change these numbers around, it would get a lot more confusing. So hopefully this helped you guys. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, but always feel free to re-reference this video too, either on the Facebook group or in your workout program. Hopefully that helped you guys. Enjoy your tempo work.